Thank you, Jim. Uh, Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Lights, Camera, Rant. And for this particular episode, I have a very special guest, all the way in my country, Australia, uh, which is very doesn't happen very often. I have Jamie Lee. How you going?
Hello, how are you?
Excellent. It was we were just talking about how nice it was to try and coordinate the times
So
instead of
fantastic.
internationally.
Yeah, we don't need to wake up early. It's same time. It's
Yeah,
great.
I know it's not like 4 a.m. your time, 3 p. Oh, god damn
Yeah.
it.
No, it's good.
Oh, sorry, no. So thank you very much for coming on for this episode. So what we were going to do is we're going to touch on some news, and then we're going to talk about the biggest thing that's happened this week that has blown binge HBO Max out of the water. It's still the discussion point, which is The Last of Us, which has completely broken the video game curse, smashed it. But before we get into that, Jamie, you on this podcast, what we usually do is please introduce yourself to everybody and every listener, and pump up and everything about your show as much as you want, and then just tell us your top five movies or TV shows, just for everyone to get to know you.
Yep, no dramas. All right, well, over on my YouTube channel, you will find me doing TV show and movie reactions and reviews. And I've been very lucky to reach out to actors who've been in those movies or TV shows that I like to watch. And I've reached out to them and been able to interview them, which is fantastic that these people who I consider them as celebrities because they are in these, Netflix movies or binge TV shows and things like that. And yeah, I think that they're amazing people, and I'm very lucky that they want to chat to this little nobody, just this Aussie YouTuber
No,
over in Australia.
she says
Um,
little nobody that has 526 subs on YouTube in a year. In a year.
Yeah, I'm very lucky that a lot of people have jumped on my bandwagon and supported my journey, so that's been great. Hopefully, I can get a few more. But yeah, I'm very lucky to interview those people and chat about like movies and shows and their experiences with working on those movies and shows because I haven't worked in the film and TV industry before, and it's definitely something that I enjoy. But yeah, I've never experienced that, and I probably never will. So it's really nice to hear from people that do experience that. So
Hey,
yeah,
you
that's what
never
I
know.
do. I mean,
You never
maybe,
know.
maybe you could catch me on The Walking Dead one day. I don't
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
a spin off.
oh well, The Walking Dead's coming to an end after, well,
Soon.
11 seasons. 11 seasons there.
Yeah. Well, we've ended
Okay.
now. The Walking Dead is my favorite show.
Yeah.
That's hands down my favorite series. Nothing will top it. Which is one of the reasons why I was so keen to jump on your channel and talk about The Last of Us. Because zombies, apocalypse, survival
Mm,
series, anything like that,
yeah.
I'm down for.
As one ends, another one begins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you ever like? Was it? What was the spin-off show? Uh, Something with The Walking Dead. It was a prequel show.
There's a few. There's Fear, and then there's The Walking Dead, the kids one. I can't remember what it's called now. Either.
Yeah, it was like
Uh,
Now Walking or something, or it was something like. Yeah, I know there was a spin-off show, but did you like the spin-off?
I love Fear the Walking Dead. The last season of that
That's
is
it.
coming up.
That's it. Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah. So the last season of that is coming up mid this year. I think it comes out in May. I loved that one as well. Obviously, not as much as The Walking Dead, but I definitely did enjoy that one as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. I didn't get into the Walking Dead. I think probably I missed the boat on all of that. I still to this day remember the internet blowing up about the ending of, I think it's season 6 or season 7 with a Negan when he first
Negan.
rocks it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that was on Instagram, that was on TikTok, that was everywhere, and there was so many theories
Mm-hmm.
of who he killed, and that just
Yep.
blew up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was that scene is probably the most horrific scene that I've ever seen on TV. Like even to this day, I watched it probably 3 weeks ago, just before Christmas, I think, and I still cried. Like it was still really sad, really brutal, and just totally like a shock, like something that I never thought I would see on TV, or I never thought I would watch, and I did, and it's still freaking
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah. You
But
still go
anyway,
back and you're like, yeah, it still hurts.
yep,
It's
it's been years, but
yeah,
it's
it's still yeah.
still a low
Uh,
blow. Yeah.
yep, I'm still same with an old sci-fi TV show called Stargate, and one
All
of the
right.
main characters dies, and I'm still like, why does this still hurt?
Right. Everybody talks up Endgame because another thing that I really love is anything superhero. So anything Marvel, anything
I
DC.
know in the back of your on the back of your wall, like that is so good.
Yeah, it's all there.
I
I
love it.
wanted more, but I was like, oh, I can't make it too cluttered. Like there was a Hulk and there was a Thor, and I was like, oh man, I don't have
I'll,
enough wall.
I'll take that one. I'll take that one. I'll take that one. I'll take that
Yes.
one. I
My
don't even
credit
need this
card will
one,
be
but I'll
like,
take it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. So
Like,
anything superhero basically is good. Yep.
mm, which is it? Which is a good. It was one of the topics of why we started talking. We got
Yep.
straight into that. But
Mm-hmm.
Endgame, I'm no shame. I cried. I cried twice in that movie, both Black Widow and the Portals. I don't even
Yeah.
cry the port like Iron Man.
Tony. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't watch it again. Everybody talks it up that it's like the greatest movie. I'm like, to me, it's not, because all I feel in that whole movie is sadness. Like, it's a great movie, don't get me wrong, but I don't like rewatching it because I don't want to feel sad again. And it is
Mm.
too soon for me still. Like, I still
Yeah.
feel sad from it. So, yeah, I pretty much avoid Endgame. Infinity War's my favorite
Mm.
movie. So that's my go to. Yeah.
A lot of people find that. A lot of people find that they like Infinity War a whole lot more than Endgame, and I think it
Yeah.
is because a big thing is it's not as sad and it's not the last hurrah. You watch Infinity War, you know what's going to happen in Endgame.
Yeah.
But yeah, Infinity War, even that at the ending, I still remember seeing in the theater going,
What? Where is everybody?
did he just win?
Yep.
And then cut. Like that's just how it ends. There's no, it just except for Captain Marvel, that's it. That's how it all ends.
Yeah. And you know that's a time when I really respected Marvel, because they did leave us on that cliffhanger of, well, what the fuck now? What just happened? Where are they
Mm.
going to go? Where's our favorites? And now it just seems like they're rushing everything. Everything's just getting like crammed into these like what 25-minute episodes. And yeah,
Yes.
it's changed a lot, and I don't want to rant on about it because it will
No,
probably
you're
be all
on the perfect
negative,
channel to
but
rant on. You're on the perfect podcast to rant. Welcome to my life.
yeah, bloody Marvel. But anyway,
I,
things look like they're on the up, so yeah, fingers crossed, hey.
I think so. I, I, I'm not going to cop out, but I do think that they were going to Disney Plus. It was going to blow up. They were going to do all these shows, and then COVID just kind of like just crammed it, made it more difficult, and we've kind of seen that. Because I said to a friend not too long ago, like, all right, I think we've got through all the COVID ones that affected, so surely everything moving forward now should be fine. Like when they were shooting Ant-Man, we would have been out of out of the major pandemic. When they were shooting the Marvels and everything, that should be fine.
Mm,
Even though Marvels is like my least excited Marvel movie for this year.
yeah,
Yeah, I,
I'm not a fan of Captain Marvel, so I'm. It's always going to be on my lower end. Like, to be honest with you, little Kamala Khan is one of the reasons why I want to watch that. I really enjoyed her. So
same thing with me. I'm more excited to see the new character that got introduced and Monica Rambeau
mm,
from WandaVision.
yeah,
Those two, I'm really glad they're going to be in it to watch it.
yeah.
I'm not. I just didn't like Captain Marvel. Like it wasn't like at the end of it, I wasn't like, ooh, I really can't wait to see a sequel to that. Like
Where's the
that's gonna be
next
great.
one?
Yeah, I just can't wait. I'm like,
I
no,
feel
give
you.
us Doctor Strange 3. But no, like Guardians of the Galaxy though, that's gonna be the gut punch this year. That's
Yeah.
gonna be the
Yeah. I
horrible.
say all the time on my channel that the Guardians are like my second family, because the Avengers, the first Avengers team was my family. Like we grew up, what, like 10 movies before we got to that Avengers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So like we loved those characters as a family, and they just bonded so well, and they're personalities and their chemistry. Everything was just great. And I feel like we jumped into Guardians of the Galaxy, and I had that same thing. Like these outcasts that just became a family, I loved them. And Guardians is, yeah, my next sort of favorite movie. I guess you could say Guardians 1 after Infinity War. So yeah, I love that little family as well. And it looks like they're gonna, yeah, leave us with a heartbreaking end of that as well. But
I
anyway, we
know.
should be you should be used to that now, right?
Oh, pretty much. Now we're getting like more the tail end of all the main characters from the first few. It's just like, oh god, this just
Mm,
hurts. And
yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy, they predicted, people were saying that was going to be the first flop for Marvel because you had a talking tree and a talking raccoon. And now, how many people are going to be flocking to go see Guardians of the Galaxy? And you're
Yep.
going to cry over a tree, and you're going to cry over a
I
talking
was just about
raccoon.
to say you're going to cry over that dead talking raccoon. Oh, he won't be talking, will he? But you're going to cry over him soon.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
So
because he
that's
gonna
what I
die.
find funny. I still remember an argument ages ago, and it was between like DC and Marvel, and it was like DC saying, "Oh no, we can't bring you a Wonder Woman movie because because the era and the time," and then it was just a picture of Mom like, "Here's a talking raccoon and a tree. Go have fun."
Yeah. I
Uh,
think it works. I love it. It's, yeah, definitely one of my favorite movies, Guardians 1. And I
yep.
did enjoy Guardians 2, and I know I'm going to love Guardians 3. So, yeah, good things to
Well,
come.
if Guns 3 is anything like Endgame, it might be the one you might not go back to
Yeah, it might be. We'll,
because
we'll see.
I rewatched the trailer and I'm like, no, you can't tell who's gonna bite the dust because and there's a scene for every single one of them where they're in trouble. I'm like, nah, it could be there, it could be
Could be
there.
different. Yeah.
So it's just gonna be a bit gut wrenching. But back to, so The Walking Dead is one of your top shows. What other top shows and movies do you put close to your heart?
The Boys, that's my second favorite TV series. I love that. Didn't think I would love that. I just remember doing my reaction to the trailer, I think it was. And my husband was like, oh, you know, watch this. And it just looked like, like I would say crime fighting, like there was guns and they were like on the street. And I just thought, oh, this is another action movie. Like I'm totally not interested. And then they had Spice Girls in the trailer and I was like, hold on a minute. What the fuck is this? Like what?
What is this?
Yeah, I'm intrigued. And then I fell in love with the characters, especially like Billy Butcher. He just sold it for me. And obviously being New Zealand, I was like, oh my gosh, like
I know.
I don't know. I just had this yeah, really want to watch it, and when I did, I was hooked. Episode 1, I loved it.
The first 5 minutes. The first 5 minutes. Like
Yeah.
it's just oh, and
Mm-hmm.
that's yeah, that's fantastic. You there at the start. I actually only got into the boys last year. I had a
Oh,
mate.
did ya?
Yeah, I had a mate who was preaching to me for ages, and I didn't have an Amazon Prime account. And he was
Mm-hmm.
preaching to me. He's like, "You need to watch it." He's like, "I don't know why you haven't watched it." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll get to it." And I was like, "Fine, I'll finally watch it," because he recommended Invincible. I don't know if you've seen.
Mm.
He
The
recommended
animated
that.
one.
Yeah. So he's like, "Watch this." I was like, "Fine." And in the first 10 minutes, I was like, "Yeah, sold, sold." I'll be watching the rest of the series. My review will be coming on this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna binge it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. It was so hard to binge because the episodes go for so long. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I got through like 5 episodes. I'm like, it's 2 o'clock. I need to go to work
Have a
very
life.
soon.
Yes.
Yeah. And did you know that the opening scene for season 3, which I think everyone knows what scene I'm talking about, is getting nominated for a special effects award?
Really? I did
Yes.
not. But you know what blows my mind is the fact that Anthony Starr, who plays Homelander, he has not won any awards for that show, and it blows my mind. I told you off air that he's New Zealand, and like you cannot tell that from his performance. And I just love like the one scene that I remember lots of scenes, but the one memorable scene from him from season 3 was when he was talking to himself in the mirror, and he had that back and forth. And it really reminded me of Moon Knight. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
when Oscar Isaac was not
Which is
fighting with himself
also
perfect,
A great scene.
perfect scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like fighting with himself in the mirror. And I just thought his facial expressions, like his emotion, everything was so on point with that. How did he not win anything from that scene alone, let alone the rest? It's,
I
oh,
I
blows my
know,
mind.
and he's done such a good job with the character ever since the very first season,
Hmm.
and he's a he plays a prick. He makes you hate him so much. I'm like, how you have
Hmm.
an award, or like not even so much you having one award, but like not even a nomination, like not even just something small like that.
To be
Like,
recognized. Yeah.
yeah, because he does. Like, honestly, how many people were like, he's got to die? It's the only way the show is going to end, but he's got to die in
Mm.
a
But at the
horrific
same time,
way.
you don't want him to die, right? Like when he was
No,
pinned down at the end of season three, and it was Soldier Boy, Huey, and Billy on top of him, like, you ain't getting out of this. I thought, oh, wow, like this is
I
the end. This is
know.
the end of Homelander. And then he's out. It's
They're
like,
still out.
you
He still
can't
got
kill this
away,
guy.
and that is
Yeah,
one of the best episodes. That when Butcher
that
turns
fight scene.
around and he's like, "What the fuck have you done?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Scorched earth, mate." Uh,
Yeah, I love it.
and that's such a good scene. I did think that too. I was like, "Is he gonna like? Is he gonna get?" I didn't think he was gonna get killed or like depowered. I'm like, "Is he gonna get depowered?" And then somehow at the end of the series, he gets his powers back. And even at the end, even the last episode in the end, you're just like, "Holy shit!"
Mm. Well, I thought the depowering thing as well, because obviously Soldier Boy can do that, right? And uh, I've always had this thing, and it's a really bad trait of mine, but I always like have sympathy, empathy, whatever you want to call it. I always feel really bad for the bad guys. And Homelander is one that I really do. Like he was literally like raised in a lab. He's a lab rat, and it's just very sad his upbringing. And
Mm.
I know, the things that he does and the things that he has done and probably will
The
continue to
milk.
do in season 4. Yeah, that's hilarious. You got it, absolutely hilarious. But the really terrible things that he does,
Mm.
not that you can forgive them, but I sort of feel I understand why his brain would be so
So
broken.
messed up.
Yeah.
He's legit. What would happen if Superman was real? That
Mm.
he's what would happen if the child with powers would happen to him,
Yeah,
and
like he's just been a marketing tool for a company. You know what I mean? It's very sad, really.
yeah, and all at the end of the day, all he wants is just someone to love him for
Love,
who he is.
right?
And every person that comes close to him either dies or he kills them, um, or turns out to be a Neo somebody, which I'm not going to say on this channel just in case.
Yeah, just in case we
Uh,
get
yeah, just
demonetized when we get there.
so don't always say the N word, and it's not that one either.
Yeah,
Um,
well, fuck.
yeah,
Yeah,
and or of his son. God, I can't believe how much that kid's grown since the first season.
yeah, Ryan.
Big guy, if you don't hate Homelander, you hate the stepdad clapping at the end of season 3.
Right?
I saw a meme that was like, in a matter of 2 seconds, he becomes more hated than
Then her.
Homelander in that scene.
Yeah, yeah. He's such a strange, yeah, very strange guy.
Nah.
Mm.
So that was number 2. What's number 3?
Um, New Girl. It's not currently on. It's finished, but it's a like romance comedy.
Is
It,
that with Oh, I forgot her name. She always had her hair bangs.
yes, that's her, Zoe. I
Zoe
don't know how
No, it's not Zoe
Z.
Saldana. Zoe something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to pronounce it because I'll fuck it up. But yeah, great cast. Really funny series. Real, and it's one series when people talk about like, oh, what's a series that you would like more episodes of? That is my go-to one. Like I'm like, oh, I would love for more of that. But the way that they wrapped the series up, it was perfect. So to be honest with you, I don't ever answer it with that, but that's what I would want. But at the same time, I'm like, no, because it just wrapped so perfectly. It was really great.
Nice little bow, all done and dusted.
Yep.
Doesn't
Yep,
don't
pretty
need a
big
spin
bow
off
on it.
show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It took me. I didn't realize it took me ages to realize. I haven't watched the show, but I've seen all the promos and everything. Realized the fact that she's a sister from the chick from Bones.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as soon
You
as it
didn't know?
got pointed out, you're like,
That works. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I never watched Bones, but yeah, I did know that they were related. And when you see it, like you can't unsee it. You're like, yeah, they do look
that's right.
like.
Once you can't unsee it. Now,
Yeah.
Bones was good. Nothing like seeing Angel back
Didn't watch
from
that either.
from
Didn't.
Buffy.
Yeah, didn't do Buffy. Yep. Yeah, I wasn't into that.
No, that's yeah, it's so nice. Every time I look back and I see like some of the special effects in that show, I'm like, that's so 90s
Yeah.
and early
Yep.
2000s. Um, but no, Nugo, I'm pretty sure it's like one of the highest. It's one of the highest rated sitcom shows too on
Probably.
IMDb,
Yeah,
like
probably.
just
I wouldn't
generally.
wouldn't put it past it. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. And Burning Brooklyn. That's one of my friend's bands. Sorry about that. Brooklyn 99 was another one that I really enjoyed. That
God,
was
that was so
so
funny.
funny. I honestly think that's probably the funniest series I've ever watched. Like I
Yeah,
just laughed at everything. It was my sense of humor, just dry and dumb, and I loved it.
yeah.
Ate it up.
That was
And
such a good show.
yeah, probably the last thing is Stranger Things. That's the one that um I'm really looking forward to most. I think this year it comes out 2023, is it? Or is it 24?
I think it's 24
Is it?
because I 24 because I haven't seen anything saying it's coming 2023 after last year and the episodes are 2 hours long.
Mm.
I
I
haven't
thought
heard
that
any.
they were filming when they filmed that though. I thought that they were filming the next, do you know what I mean? The next season so that it wouldn't be
What?
such a big gap in between because we waited a long time for season 4.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong now. I'm not sure.
Well,
But yeah, I'm excited anyway.
it might be. I just haven't. I just haven't seen anything about it except for just still reels from the end of the season. And I'll be honest, I haven't seen Stranger Things.
At all.
I've only
What?
seen I've only seen the two scenes with running up this hill and the Master of Puppets Metallica scene because I love Metallica. I
Mate.
know, I
Mate.
know. I have.
You haven't watched The Walking Dead. You haven't watched Stranger Things. Remind me again while we're friends.
No, I know, I know. I had that mate I was telling you about earlier that does the gaming. He
Mm-hmm.
says the same thing. He's like, you haven't seen all this, and you call yourself
A critic.
review a
Yeah.
critic in movie. Like, how have you not? I'm like, you know how much content that's out there.
Bloody hell. Well, you are probably late to the bandwagon now. Like if you start season 1, it's going to be a long journey, let's say that, but it's definitely a good one. Season 1 and season 4 of Stranger Things are really really good.
I do. It is on my list that it gets bigger and just keeps getting bigger. List to watch. It is on the list to watch. And I remember seeing all this Metallica stuff for that scene, and thinking, what is this with Stranger Things? And I have no idea what's going in the scene, but I love that scene. I have no idea.
Who the
That's
characters
fantastic.
are or anything. Yep, you're just like
Nah, just like
Metallica.
that's exactly right. That was it. And I think after the week that episode dropped, I think the next major concert that Metallica had when they were playing that song, they played the scene
Oh
up
yeah,
on
true.
there at the same time.
Mm. Well, he's a
Um,
mad Metallica fan. The
yeah.
the guy who played Eddie, I forget his name
Mm.
right now. Anyway,
I know.
his
I've seen
name,
it too. I've seen it too. And I can't
and
think of
it's
it.
gonna bother me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's a massive Metallica fan, and he got to meet them, and got a guitar from them and stuff like that. So it was a really beautiful fan moment because he's a really humble guy. Like from what I know, he hadn't been in anything prior to that. And when he
No.
was in Stranger Things, he just blew up. Like he's only in
Yeah.
it for I don't want to say not very long, but his time on the show, he hasn't been on it for multiple seasons. Where we've
Mm.
got to grow and love him. So he just became an instant hit.
It has
Yeah,
one of the most memorable scenes, and then boom. And it's funny
I
you
didn't
actually
know if
said.
I could do spoilers, so I tried to backtrack there and save
Oh no
myself,
no
but you
no
just
no!
did it. So cool.
No, it's all right. No, always spoil it. Always spoil it. I, when I first started the show, first started doing the podcast, I was like, oh, I'll do non-spoiler and spoiler reviews, and then I was like, oh no, fuck it. If
Fuck
you're
it.
already here, you're gonna know everything.
Yeah, that's like my ones on my channel. I'm like, I don't even put a spoiler review because everybody knows I've watched it. I can't stop talking about it. Like I can't just hold my tongue. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Like the
Exactly
end.
right. Then come back.
Yeah.
I can't be like, that was a really great scene with character B and C.
Oh wait, I can't say that. Never mind.
I can't
Like
tell you that. Yeah,
yeah, it's just too confusing.
I know. And speaking of like blowing up, just because we were talking about Netflix,
Mhm.
Wednesday.
Mhm. Yeah, that's another series that I did enjoy as well.
How good was Wednesday?
So good. More better than I expected it to be. Like I wasn't really looking forward. No, I don't want to say not looking forward to it, but I didn't really. I wasn't too phased.
No, no, I don't. I don't know anyone who was fully excited about this
Mm.
show before it came out. Probably the only thing that people were like, "Oh, I might watch it," was because of Tim Burton.
Mm. Yep.
But ever since then, everyone's like, "Season two, where is season two?"
Yep.
And she's just blown up ridiculously. And the
Mm.
dance. And I have a question. Did you guess who the monster was early on, or only to like the second last episode?
Uh I don't know. I had things about both of them. Like I thought it was either going to be Tyler, or it was either going to be what was the other boy's name that she had a relationship with? I can't remember his name.
Shit. Uh it's
I I, I thought it was going to be one of the two either way, but
mm,
then they really started focusing on the guy that we can't remember his name, the artist.
yeah, the
Uh
ass, yeah.
yeah, and they really like were really pointing it out that oh it's him because he's got the cut straight after you know the werewolf what do they call him, the hide came out,
The
and they were make
hide.
yeah they were making it really obvious that it was going to be the other guy, and I thought it must be Tyler because yeah it's way too obvious to be the other one.
It has to be. And I thought I was like the guy can't yeah, we can't remember his name who was the bad guy. I was thinking, no, he's too awkward. He's
Yeah,
too and then I was half expecting, are they going to do a swerve? Are they going to do like something that's someone completely separate that's got a big grudge with the school?
Xavier, there we go, Xavier.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, are they going to do big grudge with the school? Or another theory I had was it the lady at the very start?
Mm,
The creepy lady with the giant eyes. It was like, yeah, there's stuff out there. Be
yeah,
careful. I
yeah,
was like, oh. But no, I was still guessing all to the end, and I think honestly, I was pleasantly surprised when he turned. I was like,
yeah, it was good.
son of a bitch.
Yeah. I just was really shocked to see that turn of attitude, even, like he was so
That
into
was great
Wednesday.
acting.
Yeah. And then he's like, oh, I can't remember the lines right now, but something along the lines of like, oh, I killed her and I liked it. Like really like just like flip the script and just, yeah, really changed. It was crazy.
I know, and and just how does it feel to lose?
Oh, that was it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Like, where did that
Where
attitude come from?
that's yeah. Where did that come from? It was such a yeah, just a flip. And then after you saw everything, it kind of made sense in all the lines. But no, Jenny, I think it's Jenny Ortega. She
Yeah.
did a fantastic job playing the character. And I
Mm.
do love that the new poster for Scream, she is right
She's
up
in
there
it.
in the poster.
Yeah. I
I don't
mean,
know
of
if
course, why not make I don't watch Scream. There's like 70 now. But yeah,
six.
6 now.
Six. Yeah,
Oh
seven.
gosh.
What, bro? Seven. But
Yeah. Why not make money, She's obviously the face of the world right now. So yeah, they're obviously
mhm.
going to use her at the forefront.
Yeah, I the poster. She's like front row and center. No,
Mhm.
no pun intended. But yeah, she's front, she's front row. Because yeah, her right now should be so after for roles and everything right now. But I'm glad that Netflix did confirm a season two
Mhm.
for which we will not see until like 2024.
Yeah.
I'd say late 2024.
Yeah. I'm happy. Take their
Uh,
time, make it a good one.
Yeah, and well, the creators did say that they had plans that if they did get, obviously they did have some kind of outline for a script. If they did get greenlit, so that's good to know. So at least they're not going, oh no, let's scramble and try and find a plan. At least they had something ready to go. But
Mm.
I actually forgot to mention before. Do you know that there's a boys spin-off show coming this year?
Yeah, yeah. Did they name
Gen
it Gen
V,
Z? Yeah,
Gen
yeah,
V, because yeah, because
yeah. There was a few
Compound
different
V.
names that they did have. I forget what they call university over there, but it was something. Anyway, there was a few different names that they were toying with, and then yeah, there was a trailer that came out, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's actually happening! Like they've recorded it, it's going ahead. So that yeah, it's good.
It's I I'm glad that I did, but when the trailer did drop, I thought it was a fake at first.
Yeah,
I thought, oh, I know, so they've just posted it out. It's just gonna someone's just made this going, oh, what will look with the kids, and I was like, oh, oh no, this is legit. I was like, this is cool, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and especially being in the boys universe. And I know it's by the same creators as well, so I'm kind of hoping that it sticks to the quality.
yeah, yeah. It should be good.
So fingers crossed. And so that was a massive tangent, but I think, yeah, what was your last pick? What was number five?
I'm trying to think of what else I was watching. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Anything superhero, anything the boys, anything zombies or the Walking Dead. So I'm going to say The Last of Us. That's my next sort of one that I'm really on the bandwagon of. I'm enjoying it.
Well, I think it would be a perfect time to get this tangent into
Yeah.
The Last of Us. So, look, I can't believe how this show has just blown up. Now, the game obviously first came out in 2013, I do believe,
Yeah.
and that was critically acclaimed. That and then The Last of Us 2 again critically acclaimed,
Yeah.
and then obviously the multiple remasters and ports again and again.
Mm.
Because yeah, 2013 is when we first got introduced. So nearly 10 years ago, we got the first game, and it's become one of the highest grossing games ever on the PlayStation. So still to this day, I find it so interesting that the same company that brought you Crash Bandicoot bought you The Last of
Last
Us.
of Us.
How
Yeah.
how weird is that?
I never
And
played the game, so I didn't get to experience what you guys experienced. I just went into the show blind.
I haven't played the game either.
You haven't played? I thought you played it.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't played it. I know of it. I know it's in Impact, but
Mm.
a big thing about the show is that after watching that first episode, I'm like, I want to go back and play this. I want to go play this for the first time.
Yeah.
And I had a mate who told me, he's like, if you go back and play it for the first time, he's like, can you please stream it? And I was like, yeah, why? He's like, I just want to see
Your
your
experience.
reaction
Yeah.
to everything at the first time. He's like, because I can't go back and do that again.
Mm.
I was like,
Yeah.
all right, well, maybe.
Yeah, I do
uh,
want to play as well, but at the same time, I'm very loyal to my Xbox. I love my Xbox. I've been an Xbox player for literally all my life, so I just can't convert over. Even though like it looks fantastic and stuff, I don't know. I'm sticking to my guns. I'm staying with the Xbox.
no, you don't have to swap. It
Yeah.
says like how many walkthroughs you could go through the entire game
Yeah,
and
and I have
cutscenes.
watched a bit now. Like after season one premiered, people did the comparison videos, and I thought this is fantastic and how
How
on
good
point.
are they?
Yeah, it was
It's
great.
they're just nearly even the dialogue is spot on the same
Mm,
for it.
yeah,
And this is the interesting thing is what I was saying when we started this episode was it's completely broken the curse. It is one of the highest rated shows ever.
mm,
It's so high on IMDb already. It is the I think the second biggest launch for a show for HBO Max ever. And I can honestly say I've not seen one bad comment about it.
yeah,
Like, probably there's been like little tweaks here and there, but like nothing like this was shit, CGI was shit. No, like all across the board's been fantastic for it.
Yeah.
And that opening scene, actually, well, let me start. What were your initial thoughts? Which I know you have posted on your channel, which for everyone who hasn't, first reaction. What was
Yeah.
your first thoughts on this when you watched it at the start?
To be honest with you, I thought it was an almost perfect episode, like a pilot episode. There's another episode, obviously, the walk with something with a bang like that as well, and that really sort of hooked me. And the one thing is, and I feel really terrible mentioning this because I know people get a little bit turned off by it, but shows that take risks are shows that kill off kids or do something completely unexpected that you go, oh, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. They won't do that. And I know that people in the game, obviously, they've experienced this. This would have happened in the game, obviously. But for
Mm.
us, as just TV show, watching Blind from the TV show, they shot a girl and we saw it. The only time that I've seen that happen is in the Walking Dead franchise where you see a kid die.
Yeah.
You do TV shows and stuff and movies do kill kids all the time, and you assume when you see a scene that, oh, that person must have died, but to actually see them shoot the child is like, holy, no one is
Yeah.
safe in this world, in this franchise, and
No.
I love when they take them big risks like that because it could work or it could not work, and it just
Well,
shows me that they're confident enough to say that, we got so much good banter in the space of maybe 20 minutes, half an hour with these two characters, and then they kill her off. That is shocking to me,
no.
but it's also inspiring because it shows me that they have so much confidence in what's to come. Like, these characters were great, but she's not safe. But hey, here's another character, and here's another. And it just shows me that they're very confident in what they're going to bring out and the characters that they're going to bring out in the future.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt. And it was, just watching that scene, and I remember seeing everyone post that photo as like when he's standing in front of the military person, it's like this scene 10 years later still hurts. I
It's
was like,
completely sad.
I'm like, oh, that can't be good. Watch the scene. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like it's just bad. And at the very start, like I think another thing was this is probably the perfect time for this show to come out because for two reasons. One, The Walking Dead has ended, so you haven't got a zombie on zombie show. I know it's not, you can't compare, but it's not a show like that, and it's not a fight for supremacy. And
Yet.
two,
Yeah.
yet, and two, everything that we've experienced in the past 2 years with COVID,
Mm.
like that. Even when watching this, I was like, this is very, very close to how well, not how the world was, but no one could leave the house. The world was going, into lockdown. There's
Mm.
virus. It's very close to home, and I'm so glad that nothing happened to that dog at the start.
Yeah, you'd rather the kid than the dog. Oh, bloody
I
hell.
could, I honestly, I could say yes. I could say yes.
Oh
Because soon
dear.
as she was grabbing the dog, I'm like,
Not the
no,
dog. Yeah.
no. Because have you ever seen John Wick?
No, nah.
Oh, the beginning of that always gets me every time. Like it's a great movie, but the start's just really sad because, well, short version,
The dog dies.
the dog dies, and he goes on this vengeance. But that's how it starts this whole journey for him because the
Yeah,
dog
right.
was from a gift from his passing wife. Anyway, yeah,
That
it was.
sounds
I'm
like a
so glad
very
nothing
sad
happened to
movie.
the. Yes, but I'm glad nothing happened to that dog. But even just at the very start, how things start slowly happening, and and we almost, as the viewer, we've perfectly put in her shoes, not Joel's shoes at the very start, but her shoes, and we don't know what's kind of going on.
Mm.
People are saying going away, shops are closing up early, and the grandmother does weird shit.
That was so cool. I got to
Oh,
say, that scene there where she was turning, if you could call it that, that scene was creepy and I loved it. I was like,
yeah.
yes, that's what I want to see. And I was really happy to see I keep calling them variants because that's what we call them from The Walking Dead. And I know we haven't got to see variants, so to speak, in the show, but I liked that we got to see the zombies in action. Like we saw the
Mm.
grandma going at it, and then we saw another one that was chasing them. I think they're in like a when they were running through the cafeteria or something like that. And
Yes, that was good.
yeah, and then we saw the one that was like pinned to the wall that was clearly experimented on. And I thought, this is cool. Like we've seen live ones and we've seen dead ones, if you could call them dead because they're already dead anyway. But do you know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
quotations. But yeah, I thought it was
Dead
really
again.
cool
Mm.
that we got to see them in the first step.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad we saw all in the first episode, and just that scene where she goes into the kitchen too, and you see it for the first time. You're like, oh my god, because it's like not like a normal zombie where they're just chowing down on them like they're the last meal you're ever gonna have.
Mm,
It's more like it's like suck,
yeah.
you know,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is even worse.
Yeah.
But that's fantastic. And how good was the scene with the airplane coming down in the street?
Yeah.
Like all the CGI in action was perfect
Mm, yeah. It looked great. And
coming
that's
down.
what I really like to see because it's not often that we see this sort of pre-apocalypse and then the during. You know what I mean? Like you see
No.
the aftermath and you see like the broken city, which we do see at the end there, but we don't
Mm.
see the planes coming down. We don't see, people raiding the shops and that sort of really early stages of the apocalypse. That's the stuff that I really like to see, that fight for I want the last toilet paper or whatever it
Yeah.
might be.
Well, we did have that. We did have that. We
Yeah.
did have
I
that
want to
for
see it
some
on
reason.
screen though, not in real life.
Yeah. No, for some reason here in Australia, when we were in all the lockdowns,
People were
toilet paper
literally
was the hardest
fighting.
thing to buy.
Yep, literally punching on over toilet paper. Like, what?
I
Do a
know.
shit and have a shower. Like, it can't be that. Can't be that needed. Oh lordy.
I know, but what I don't get is the shops even said like we're not running out. Like
Right.
it's not. We're not. You could come back tomorrow and buy more.
Mhm.
Like how much is your family shitting in 24 hours?
It made our country look so dumb. so
Uh,
so dumb.
I know. It's like what are you running out of? Are you running out of food? You're running out of meat?
Water.
No, we're just
No.
having punch ups at Woolies because people wanted toilet paper.
Oh god.
Just order online. And I do, so come and see, try. I do remember there was a story of a guy who tried to return all the toilet paper after one of the lockdowns, and the owner was like,
No
"No,
way.
no way, we will not accept it,"
Hmm.
because he wanted it was like 10 or 20 that he wanted to return of like the big bulk, and he's like, "Nah, you bought it, you're fine."
Yeah. Shouldn't have bought
Nah,
that many, you greedy. I'm not going to say that word on your channel, but yeah, greedy bugger.
no, I don't know what you're gonna say too. Yeah. I'm like, if you need that much toilet paper, go see a doctor.
Yeah, you need some help, bud. Yeah.
Uh, but you're right. Like, I'm glad that we got a glimpse of just before everything went down, and it wasn't in flashbacks.
Mm. Yeah.
You know, you
Me
got at the
too.
very start, and you saw the radio, you saw the helicopters, and you saw. I will admit that when you're in the car, that was a little bit sickening. That's
Oh
when it was
yeah.
going. I was like, oh, I don't know how much I could watch just that scene, but just seeing that, and then we get into the apocalypse, and the little kid walking, and
Mm.
then you saw that he got the injection,
The jab.
and then tossed.
Mm.
I was like, oh,
Yeah. Very
but
sad.
that's a great way of an opening, and Pedro Pascal as Joel is terrific.
Yeah.
He absolutely nailed it,
Yep, I thought he was
and
fantastic too. And same with Bella Ramsey. I thought that she was
yeah,
really, really good as Ellie. Like, we don't know these characters because obviously we haven't played the game, as we said, but all of the characters, I really liked them. They had such really good, like, chemistry together. And even just individually, their individual performance, not even together, I was like, wow, this is good. Like, he's badass, but you can also see that he's a caring guy. Like, he genuinely cared for his daughter. You could see when he was begging, like, we're not sick, so we're not sick.
yeah,
You know what I
and I
mean? Like,
see.
nothing's wrong with us. You could hear the compassion in his voice. So,
Mm.
but then, yeah, when he was beating the shit out of the guy, you can also see, what did she say? What are they capable of? Tell me what they're capable of. And then when he was beating him up, the look on her face, she was like really enjoying it. And she's like, I was like, yeah, that's what they're capable of.
Yeah, that's what
It's
they could
like,
do.
yeah,
Yeah.
beating the hell out of someone. But
No,
yeah,
but
it was good.
she's also done a great job as Ali. That first scene in which she gets undressed, she's like, fuck you. I was like,
Yeah, 7, 8. Fuck you.
you. I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
But and then I actually saw a little tidbit of the other day was Pedro Pascal does not have a show currently right now. All his credits are over 85% on IMDb
Yeah, gotcha.
because he was in Game of Thrones
Mm.
and then he was in the
Mandalorian.
massive weight of unbearable talent with Nicolas Cage,
Mm-hmm.
Mandalorian, and then
Mm-hmm.
now this.
Yeah.
Like that, as an actor, you'd be like, I'm great, aren't I?
But he's not like that. He's really humble.
He is, and for some reason, people are calling him Daddy.
I watched that and I was very excited when
Yes.
he turned around. What did he say? It's all right. I'll be your slutty daddy. I was like, oh, that's going on repeat.
Yeah, like
Oh,
and texting tone done. Like,
my my friend
loud.
Tyrone texted to me and he's like, "You got to hear this video." Like people are calling him daddy, and I'm like, "Yeah, I
Yeah,
wonder why."
I don't want to,
He's great.
especially with the beard now. But
Oh yeah.
him, he's got this, and then he's got other how many weeks this show is going to come out, and then he's got Mandalorian on the 1st of March.
Okay. Yeah.
You
Busy
just
busy boy.
I know, and it's both are fantastic, and I'm really glad that this show was done with so much love, and the original creators came back. Everyone who wrote came back into it, and
Mm.
they've done it out of love, and you can tell this is a complete love letter to the video game.
Yeah.
They haven't tried to adapt it and gone, we're going to do our own thing and just take elements. Like, no, we're doing a straight up adaptation from the game and see what happens. This is what I understand with video games to movies and TV shows. I'm like, see what happens when you do a faithful representation.
Mm.
Boom. Everyone loves it. And how many more sales is the game going to get now?
Yeah. So many
Coming
people are
back.
going to go buy a PS.
Yeah, I know. Sony's like, yeah.
Yeah, raking
They're
in the
all on
money.
they're all on sale now. But no, Patrick Pascal's done a fantastic job, and I honestly I'm hooked, so hooked for this, and I can't wait to see the next episodes that come out. I think it's only 9 episodes, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
8
only
left.
9 episodes. Yeah, and 9.4 on IMDb right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, though, when you have the writers of the game who are coming on to write slash co-direct the TV series, the people who made the score, I think it was like Gustavo, someone, he made the score of the original game, the 2013 game, 2003 game, sorry. And he is doing the score in this. So if you keep everything aligned like that, like you're bound to get that original fan base, the people who've been loyal to this game for, as you said, how many years, and then the additional fans such as ourselves who haven't played the game, like it's win-win because you're
Mm.
pleasing the fans who do want the source material and the original stuff, and then you're pleasing us who just want a good zombie series, let's be honest. So yeah, it's win-win. I think keeping those people on, as you said, they've got like a love and a care for this franchise already, so that's going to just grow into the TV world, and yeah, it's clearly working.
Yeah, exactly right. And I think it was interview with one of the creators was said that they are not going to, besides because they have to for TV, they're not going to add anything extra. That this and that obviously it's going to get a season 2. They are only adapting the video games, so they're
Hmm.
not even going to add an extra subplot or substory. They're only going to adapt for the 2 games, and that's it.
Yeah.
They're not going to extend it. They're not going to go for like 10 seasons. They're
Mm.
just keeping it in that realm.
Yeah.
And it's I think it's a fantastic decision if they do it because it's boom, look, and everything looks fantastic, and the
Mm.
show it's crisp. That's HBO Max money.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it looked fantastic too. And you know what I really liked about it? Because people kept asking me the question because I'm such a huge Walking Dead fan. They're like, isn't this like redundant to you? Like, aren't you over sort of seeing everything that you've already seen before? But there's big
Oh yeah,
differences in the two. Not that we're comparing the two, but I really liked that in this, from the get-go, without playing the games, without anything, any backstory, we know that these zombies have come from like a fungi infection. Like they
mm,
literally tell you what is happening. Like you don't need
mm,
to think, oh well, what happens if you get bit? Do you turn, or how did this come about, or blah blah blah. And
it's not about that.
we're exploring a cure. There is a cure, clearly. You know, we're
Mm,
protecting this girl who must have antibodies, or I don't know, some sort of connection to saving the world, or like being the hope for a new world. And
mm.
that's something that I don't think other shows have explored, that I've watched anyway, very well. And that's what I'm hoping that this show does.
Which I have no doubt it will. But you're right because it's not like Resident Evil. It's not it's not your typical. This is, I would not say this is your typical zombie show.
Mm,
They're not as much and just
mm,
trying to eat your flesh and everything. Like there's actually so it's not a disease. It's something completely different that's doing this.
mm.
And I think it was well explained with that old interview
Yeah,
at the very start. Like
yeah,
that sets and you're like, shit, yeah, like that could all happen.
yeah.
So I highly recommend you do not watch anything from the video games, especially. I do know what tidbits that do happen in the second game, so I highly recommend you don't watch anything in that.
Yeah. No,
You
I
might get
wasn't planning on it. And the comparisons that I've seen are purely from episode 1. Because I was like, I am going into this blind, so I don't like. I had no idea that that girl was going to die. Legitimately, I thought, okay, they're going to get separated, because it looked like they were already getting separated when he'd gone to pick up his brother from jail, and the girl was sort of exploring the grandma's house,
mm.
or the neighbor's house, the old lady's house. And I thought, oh, they're going to get separated, and he's going to have to like trek to go find her. And I thought that that's where the story was going. So when they killed her off, I was like, oh, okay, that ain't happening. So, um,
Whoa, maybe not.
yeah, she ain't
Maybe
exploring
not.
nothing, poor darling.
Uh,
But yeah,
I
it's, I don't
okay.
want spoilers in this. I just want to watch it and see it for what it is and enjoy it. So yeah.
Mm. Well, you're on. Just don't look back, and you won't be disappointed. Well,
Yeah, don't look around.
yeah, don't look around. Don't look around. But the comparison, like as you just mentioned before, the comparison's fantastic.
Mm,
That alone shows you the love of this show. And I, the video with his daughter, I did think that she might have not lived because I didn't know that part because I know his daughter is not on the front cover of the game, and she's not on the front cover of anything else. And it's always Joel and Allie. I'm like, you're not gonna last very long, are you? This is gonna be gut wrenching.
for episode 1, far out.
Yeah,
Okay.
for
Mm.
episode one. Yeah. So, any little tidbits more about The Last of Us that you really like from the first episode?
No, I liked the characters. They had good chemistry, great banter. I liked that it was like a lot of swearing and sort of like
Yeah, I know
sassiness.
there was a lot of swearing in it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's my type of I don't want to say humor, because it's not always funny, but like that, I enjoy that. That's real to me, like real frustrations, real emotions and stuff. So I like seeing that.
If you were in a post-apocalyptic something like you'd be swearing your head off.
Be
I
so
think
bad.
in
Mm,
Australia there would be a lot more c words
yeah.
everywhere.
Hmm.
I think there would be a lot more
Yeah.
to happen. But besides from The Last of Us, are you watching anything else currently?
I started watching Kaleidoscope, which is a heist series on Netflix. That one's pretty good. Uh
Is that the one that apparently you can watch in any order and it makes sense?
yeah, yeah, that's the
Yeah,
one. So that one's not
with
too bad.
with I can't. He's in Mandalorian. He's in uh Breaking Bad.
He's in The Boys, yeah.
He's in The Boys.
I
Yeah,
can't remember his name right now either.
and people are clamoring for him to be the new Charles Xavier.
Yes, that's him. That's the guy. Yeah, he is the leader of the heist. So, yeah, that's a really good one. And I know you probably don't have a lot of like girly sort of viewers, but Emily in Paris is another one that I really enjoy. Definitely not for you. Wouldn't recommend it for yourself, but it's my
That's all
guilty
right.
pleasure. And what else
Uh,
am I watching?
we all have a show like that. We all have a show that's a guilty pleasure. And like, yeah.
It's like when you need to wind down after a hard day. It's either do I go on Xbox and like kill some people, or do I watch like fashion and love and romance? I'm probably going to stick with Emily in Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
So that's
my
about it.
for me it's always checking out an episode of Big Bang Theory with friends if I don't go on the PlayStation. Like you can watch any episode of Friends and you're gonna laugh. And it doesn't matter which up or down.
Yeah.
No, so right now for me I'm watching The Last of Us and I'm still trying to get through Terrible God of War to do a review for it to get to the end
Hmm.
of that. Um because it's a lot longer than I anticipated.
Okay. Yep.
But what besides those shows that you obviously you're not watching at the moment? What besides The Last of Us? What movies or TV shows are you most anticipated? Like, what do you can't wait for?
Ant-Man, because I'm really excited to see Kang again. We've talked about this so much
I
in
know
our
I
DMs.
know we're sending voicemails about this on Instagram. Be like, yeah, this and this and this and this.
Yeah, is he gonna die? Who's gonna what's yeah, we're really excited about that one.
Yeah,
That
that's on
reminds
my
me,
top list.
I might go in today and actually book my tickets because we got free tickets, which is pretty cool. So yeah, Ant-Man is definitely the next on my watch list. I do want to watch Magic Mike. Yep, I admit it. I said it on air.
No,
And
no, The Last Dance. Is that the third one?
it's so terrible. Yes, the
Yeah.
first one sucked, and I don't know. Anyway, guilty pleasure, I guess. So that one, there's a new Ashton Kutcher movie coming out on Netflix very soon as well.
Is that with Jennifer Lopez?
No, that's Shotgun Wedding over on
Yeah.
Amazon Prime, but
Uh,
it's with Reese Witherspoon.
yes. Someone else mentioned that to me the other day. And I was like, oh, I probably won't review that.
Probably don't want to watch it.
No, no, maybe the '90s show. I'll give that. I can't. That's apparently that's got
Yeah,
good
that's
reviews
out.
as well.
Hmm. Yeah,
But no, Ant Man and Kang. I bought my tickets for that just the other day, and I'm so excited for it.
yeah.
And
Less than a month.
I know how weird is that?
Scary,
Because
really.
um, there was last year Doctor Strange got pushed back. So Doctor Strange didn't come out until I think it was end of March or May.
Mm,
And that's when that came out. So we're getting, a Marvel movie so early in the year this time around,
yeah,
which is great.
yeah. It's good. No complaints.
No, no, and no, yes, Boys season 4. Boys season 4 in June.
Yeah, I'm down for
That's
that.
yeah.
And
I can't remember.
obviously, the Walking Dead spin-offs are coming this year as well. Oh, there's only two now because one got pushed back, but I'm excited for that as well. So they're my upcoming most wanted, I guess you could say.
Most different. Nah,
Yeah,
no, I'm always curious in asking that question to my guests because it's very interesting to know everyone's taste and styles, especially I think with movies and TV shows. It's like that. Like no one has exact copy. There's always something a little bit extra for everybody that you wouldn't even think of.
yeah.
Someone like, oh, I like all action, yet I like all these action TV shows. Yet I watch um, a British cooking show on the side,
Yeah,
and
no
you're like,
shame.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, well, I would like to say thank you very much for coming on the show. I really appreciate talking to you, and you are always most welcome to come on Lights Camera anytime.
Oh, thank you.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I know this won't be the last time you do make an appearance. But towards the end, is there anything else you want to say about your show and channel? Please plug away.
Not really. Just if you're listening and if you're a fan of like Lights Camera Rant, then yeah, definitely head on over to my YouTube channel because hopefully you might like that content as well. Because as I said, it's all superhero.
I do.
It's all interviews with actors from Cobra Kai, Stranger Things, things like that. Shows that we've literally just talked about in this stream here.
Sorry, actually, real quick, Cobra Kai
Cobra
trailer dropped
Kai.
yesterday.
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
That
it's
looks
coming to an
cool.
end. Did you watch
Yeah,
Cobra Kai?
I've seen tidbits. I haven't been. I
Oh
haven't.
my gosh. That's definitely up in my top five for sure.
Yeah.
I love that. But I'm always going to have a soft spot because I've interviewed a lot of I wouldn't say main cast from that, but a lot of people who've been on that were my starting interviews. And they gave me like the chance, I guess, to chat with somebody from Netflix, which I never thought would be a thing. So it's always going to have a soft spot in my heart. So the fact that it's ending is very sad, but it's also
Mm.
very important because Sony are bringing out a Karate Kid remake. And I think that
Yes,
it's,
again.
yes, which nobody's asking for, let's be honest. It's
No,
got
well, no.
nothing to do with Cobra Kai. So it's all really confusing. And I
I
think,
just I don't know why they just don't do a legacy sequel. Look how well Top Gun, Jurassic World, look how all them went. I'm like, why don't you just do a legacy sequel? The show is pop capitalize on the show.
yeah. So I think that by wrapping it up, we're going out on our own terms, I guess you could say, like Netflix isn't canceling it. The big three are making this content on their own terms. This is how they want to go out, and they have the opportunity to go out the way that they want, which I'm really proud of. And
Hmm.
I'm happy that it's ending, even though it's obviously going to be a sad time. I'm also happy that it's going to end the way that they want it to, and not
Yeah.
like Netflix being like, chop, you know.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah,
all
I'm
the other
happy.
that animated show that were like, yes, we're renewing it. Nope, it's
Nope.
cancelled within I think it was the same week.
Yeah, Netflix have a really bad habit of good shows just canning, So I'm really glad that that didn't happen to the Cobra Kai franchise.
No, I'm glad that didn't happen with Wednesday either.
Oh, I think that's
No,
making way too much money to be canned.
no.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just saw the trailer drop yesterday. I was like, that looks really good, and I feel old, slightly old because the fact that I remember when it just started, and now it's like here comes the ending. I'm like,
Time, huh? Gets away. Oh, I'm lagging, am I? Oh, you are. Oh, there we go.
huh?
Got you back.
No, no. Well, thank you very much, and for everyone who's tuning in, thank you very much for everyone came past, chat, who's ever watching or listening. You know all the fun stuff. And until next time.